Back in Chapter 18, we issued a disclaimer warning that this show will eventually cover adult topics such as sex magic. And as such, we reiterate this disclaimer at this time, as this chapter does indeed describe a sex magic ritual in the Thelemic tradition. Obviously, we do not condone, prescribe, or recommend any unconsensual, unlawful, or uncomfortable sex acts and present this here merely for historical, literary, and educational purposes. We now present the Star Sapphire as it was intended, with the secret sexual doctrines included. This ritual requires two people, the magician, masculine, and the assistant, feminine. These people can be of any combination of genders, assuming they have agreed to play the symbolic role of the gendered assignments in this ritual, and assuming they have appendages and/or orifices that they have agreed to designate as the magic rod and mystic rose. To begin, clean and dress as mentioned in chapters 1, 2, and 3, then face east as usual. It would then be appropriate to perform the star ruby as opposed to the standard banishing pentagram. The practitioners will then make the Nox signs, omitting the sign of Isis rejoicing. This action resembles the removing of robes, and as such, removing the ritual robes would be convenient at this time. They will then form the holy hexagram, which is to be interpreted as performing the sex act commonly referred to by this sigil, in the four quarters, starting in the east and going clockwise around the circle, giving the orations as given in the text. When the circle has been completed, the practitioners will come to the center and form the rose cross, which in this instance is to be interpreted as inserting the rod into the rose, whilst saying Ararita, Ararita, Ararita. It is said that then Set will appear in the circle, probably indicating that the snake will shoot forth venom. The magician is then instructed to drink of this sacrament and to communicate the same sacrament onto the assistant. He will then give the final oration of the ritual before closing, giving the Lux signs. The sign of Isis rejoicing is implied to occur much later after the ritual, as the pose resembles a mother holding a child.